Sup peeps, my name's Ian. I sell books on eBay, and I've been away for a couple of weeks. I've been really busy trying to kind of level up the business whilst it's a good time of year to do that. Sales have been really good. Still not a millionaire, you know, but sales have been really good. So this morning I'm going to have a quick run through what's sold so far this morning, which is just 7 or 8 orders, and then take a look at some of the highlights from the last couple of weeks. And maybe I'll show you a wee bit of what I pick up later on in the day. So sourcing has become more of a priority than it has been, and that's one of the things that I've been looking at over the last couple of weeks to see how I can develop that, and maybe get some books from slightly further afield. With being able to sell a particular volume means that I can actually pay a wee bit more for what I'm picking up, which means I might be able to come out to some of you guys and see what you can find in your area and buy them off you for what would be a small profit to you. But I'm still just rounding that off. I'll come back to you on that one. Anyway, a quick look at this morning's orders so that I can get them all packed up. Then I'll do a wee highlights from previous couple of weeks, and there's been a couple of bangers in there, I have to say, and then we'll see where the day goes from there. So first up, a single book, Anne O'Brien, The Forbidden Queen. Quite a few Anne O'Brien books, Philippa Gregory-esque, even says that in the front. That one sold for £3 plus £3.99 postage, so £6.99 all in for that little bad boy. Followed by an author which has really taken off in the last couple of weeks. I've always said if you can get a couple of sales on a listing, then it becomes more popular with the eBay algorithm, however that works. So we've got 5 Linda LaPlante paperbacks. Tennyson, Prime Suspect, you know the lady. £12.99 for the 5 of those. Heading to Vanessa. I should say I'm not going to be able to cover every single sale going forward. It's becoming logistically undoable. So if any of you guys are buying anything from the eBay store, please leave us a wee message or a note, just so I know it's you, and give you a wee bit of a shout out if that's what you would like. Next, another bundle, and I never thought I would say it, but I'm beginning to run out of these. I really need to find a big stack of these soon. They've been absolutely flying, and it's the time of year. Books for the kids' holidays, so on and so forth. Jacqueline Wilson, 5 Jacqueline Wilson books, including a nice little hardcover in there, and that went for £11.99 for those. Which takes us on to another bundle of 5 kids' books. £11.94 for a wee bundle of Beast Quest. Beast Quest, they're great. Whenever you see them, pick them up, but make sure they've still got the collector's cards attached. I made the mistake early on where I was just grabbing these wherever, and there's a whole stack that didn't. And basically there's not much I can do with them when they don't have all of these shiny bad boys inside them. But you find them often and everywhere, and if you can get them cheap, they're great. So £11.94 for 5 of those, really happy with that. Another single book sale. This one wasn't bad at all. Meg, Hell's Aquarium by Steve Alton. I didn't realise I'd read the original Meg book. I didn't realise he'd written a whole series, which kind of supports the fact that there's a series of movies now. But yeah, £9.99 for that one, which be good. And then another author who had been selling really slow for quite a wee while, but has suddenly got it going again. I made a couple of tweaks on my listing just to see if that would make a difference, and it certainly has. He's back, Mr. David Williams. So we've got 3 David Williams hardcovers heading out, £11.99 for the 3 of those. So let's say none of these are like huge big crazy value sales or anything, but very nice nonetheless. Next one, another single book. This is an educational book, Crime and Society in Britain by Hazel Crowell. So yeah, a Longman Pierceman educational book, £6.99 for that one there. Which takes us to, now I'm just going to pick up one of these to show you, you'll get the idea. Wee stack of Game of Thrones, so that set, £31.99 for the full set. I pick George Martin books up all the time. Individually, they don't sell too well, but if you've got sets where it's the same edition, they seem to do quite well. So I'll just pick them up until I've got another set and then stick it up. And there's certain titles that I find harder to get than others, which is weird. So the 7th book, Dance with Dragons Part 2 and A Feast for Crows, they're the ones that I don't find as often as all the others, so I've always got my eyes open for those. But there we go, George Martin, Game of Thrones, $31.99 for Song of Ice and Fire, books 1 to 7. Can't say complete set, because he's still writing the bloody things. Finally for now, we've got, where are we? 1, 2, 3, count them if you can, Harlan Coben paperbacks. So another popular author, and $9.99 for wee Harlan there. Right, so that's what I need to get packed up and out this morning. You know, every now and again I'll have a wee talk about the kind of who are my top sellers, what's really going well, and I can say that the top spots have actually shifted around a little bit. Usually it's like Lee Child is up there and out there, but things have moved, and I don't know if it's time of year or just, you know, the tweaks I've made to my listings, etc. But for the last 31 days, so it's not in a month, it's the last 31 days, number one from out of nowhere from recent months is David Walliams with 76 books gone, and that's equated to net sales. So total sales 192, selling costs 124, postage, you know, all these things, and that's resulted in £68.81 net sales. So that's quite nice. In second place, not far behind, James Patterson with 73 books gone, not sold for as much, so £123 in total sales there, but that's resulted in net sales of £46.61. Now I really don't pay a lot for James Patterson books, and I don't sell them for a lot either. It's a couple of quid per paperback, and they've been really moving since I've adjusted that price point. We've got a big drop down into third place, Nora Roberts, 46 Nora Roberts books gone, at £34.89 net sales. So again, that's sales less fees, etc. A wee bit behind that, we finally get to Mr. Lee Child. The Jack Reacher books, 41 of them have gone out in the last 31 days, so that's more than a book a day. Total sales there £129, but the net sales on that £47.48. We've got two more where there's been more than 30 titles sold within 31 days. So Jacqueline Wilson, as I just said, really they have been going well. We've had 34 Jacqueline Wilson books going, and that's made net sales of £31.25. And The People's Friend and My Weekly pocket novels, so I've been picking up quite a few of those. I sold quite a few in bundles, then decided to try a variable listing, and we've sold 30 of those for £19.29 profit. And when I'm saying profit here, that's profit back into the business, and then there's obviously all the non-eBay expenses that have to come out of that as well. We've had Ian Rankin at 24 books, Dean Koontz at 23, he's come out of nowhere, Stuart McBride at 22. He was going well, but he slowed down because I haven't found many Stuart McBride books lately, and he's been really popular, so I don't have as much of a selection for him at the moment. Linda LaPlante's come in at 21, Karen Rose at 20, Mary Jane Staples at 20, Peter James at 18, Joe Nesbo at 18, Marian Keyes at 18, MC Beaton at 18. You get the idea. Lots of bundles been going out. It's been really successful, although I have to admit, and it's one of the sales I'll tell you about shortly, James Patterson, somebody bought, I think, 36 books in one order, so that accounts for like half of the James Patterson sales. But sales is sale, I'm counting it, I'm certainly not going to discount it. Anyway, I'm going to get these packed up, then we'll come back and talk about some of the highlights from the last couple of weeks, and then I am going sourcing. So, as promised, some highlights, some of the more interesting bigger sales that I've had in the last couple of weeks. Now there's been a lot of bread and butter, lots and lots of bundles of all the usual favourites, your Dilly Courts, your Lee Childs, Jacqueline Wilson, David Walliams, etc, etc, etc. But these are some of the things that I've picked up because they're a wee bit different, and I thought there might be a bit more value in them, and that has been the case. You know, they really have actually gone not bad at all. First up, we've got the Belgariad, I don't know how to say it, David Eddings. These are 2 hardcover books, where 3 books into one and then the other 2 into the other, so 2 hardcover volumes. They seem to be pretty rare. I think it's a book club editions that came out, and when I did my research, turns out they're worth a wee bit more than I hoped they would be. I thought they might be maybe a £25 to £30 set, which would have been great. Turns out they were £130 for the 2 of them. So I ended up selling those 2 books for £130. Sorry, £133.99, because there was postage on it as well. Anyway, that's them up there. I'll try and stand to the side to leave a wee bit of room to show you the bits and pieces that I'm going to talk about, and we'll see how that works out. Next up, we have a set of kids' educational books. Now, I sold a bundle of these not that long ago, and they'd been sitting for a wee while, but when I saw some more in the shop, having sold the previous bundle, I thought, right, I'm grabbing those complete sets of these types of things. They seem quite popular. I can pick them up pretty cheap, so it might be a good, quick, easy flip. And it was. They sold within a few days of listing them, and it's the Biff, Chip and Kipper books, stage 3 complete set. So it's like a Read with Oxford Phonics, a 16 book set. And they came in a nice little plastic bag. I don't know if they'd ever been taken out of it, to be honest. But I got them listed up, and they sold for £23.99. So 16 books. I think I paid about £3 for the set. So £3 into 24, no brainer. Ain't making you rich, but a really good, quick sale. More kids books. That's not my... It's a fantastic series for the wee ones. The kind of touch and feel books, different textures. That's not my mermaid, that's not my fairy, that's not my princess, that's not my llama. There seems to be dozens of these titles, but they're really, really popular. I've sold quite a few bundles of these. I find them, stick them together, bundle of 5, and sell them for £9.99. So again, they're kids books. They're usually pretty cheap to pick up, although I'm quite happy to pay, even 50p each for these if that's what they cost, although typically a lot less. Normally pay about £1 for 4 or 5 of these books, so turning that into £10, it's quite a nice wee quick easy return, and they do sell reasonably quickly. Bundles of 5, make them up, get them sold. I've got another couple listed at the moment. I've picked up another few that I need to turn into some new bundles, but these guys, they just keep selling. So kids books, these are ones which more recently I have discovered and seem to do very well. I've not made a variation listing or anything with them. They seem to go just as well, just making up the bundles, 5 different titles, and let people choose which bundle they would like. Big bundles of books. Now, I really like selling big bundles of books because it means that it's one package, one post, and you make a wee bit more money. Not a huge amount more money, because typically 5 paperbacks I'll post for £3 or so. 10 paperbacks is £6 or so. So you almost double up your postage costs. Not the end of the world. But you double your sales, so you're still making more profit for that one sale. And I've had quite a few recently where there's been bundles of 10 paperbacks being bought and going out. So I'm just going to share one of them with you. Just this one, Karen Slaughter. The breakdown on that is £21.99 sales value. So these are all bought in the buy 3 get 2 free. So essentially it's buy 6 get 4 free, pay for the postage, which is £3.99, and that total comes to £21.99 for 10 books. What's the breakdown? That's the big question with these. You want to know? Yeah, I want to know. Right, £21.99 came in. That's nice. My eBay transaction fees from that was £3.13. My postage label, I send as much as I can by Royal Mail, so that was £6.59, which leaves me an order earnings of £12.27. So nearly half of the sale value is coming back into the business. Of course, I do have the cost of goods there, which is going to be about £2.50. So just under £10 profit coming back in off of that bundle of 10 books. I do have packaging costs on top of that, which is about 10p. The other thing with the bigger packages, they're not as easy to package up as just, you know, a quick wrap and chuck it in a bag, but it works out cheaper because I use cardboard to get these wrapped up for the most part. So typically it's a bit of bubble wrap, the card around it, which saves me in the cost of a bag. Having said that, some of these, it actually works out easier to just make up 2 bags and get them all taped up and secured together, and they go better like that than they do wrapped in cardboard. So probably just over £9 coming back into business, less whatever cost me to drive to the Royal Mail, etc., but I ain't even going to think about that in here. So about £9 profit from those 10 books, plus I'll get back a very small VAT rebate on the cost of my postage and my transaction fees at the end of the quarter. So Karen Slaughter. Now this is one I think to be on the lookout for. It surprised me. Disney books don't sell particularly well very often. There's certain combinations that seem to work quite well, and I've sold a couple of those recently, but this one was the one that was the big surprise. Descendants, Disney Descendants. So this was a box set, books 1 to 4 by Melissa De La Cruz. There we go. The books themselves are in very good condition. The outer box was a little bit tatty, but I was absolutely gobsmacked when I looked these up and saw the solds and saw the sell-through rate, which was really, really good. And the solds price for these 4 books was between £30 and £40 in that box set. So I nearly never picked them up because of Disney Descendants. Probably sit for months and nothing will happen. But I had them listed for about a month, maybe a wee bit longer, and they sold for £32 for those 4 paperbacks. So that's a fantastic return on those, and definitely one to keep your eyes open for. They seem really, really popular. The Exorcist. Horror books. Horror sells well across all media, you know, video games, DVDs, books, whatever it might be. Horror is a really, really, really good, strong, consistent seller, and The Exorcist is no exception. I had this for a while. I actually think I tried to sell it on a Whatnot auction as well, just to see if people were interested. Nobody bought it, so it went on eBay and it sat there for a good couple of months, maybe slightly longer than that actually. But it didn't have a dust jacket, no dust jacket on this one, and it's like a book club edition, but it's from 71, 72. There's probably a date up there, it'll tell you when. So it came out at the time of the original publication, and the Leisure Circle Book Club had their edition that came out, so I just listed it up. Not many of these listed, pretty rare book from that point of view. With the dust jacket, it would have been absolutely brilliant to have that. I might even have kept it, but as it stands, got it sold for £20. So old vintage horror books, always check them out, definitely worth looking at. Pick something up for £1 or 2 and turn it into 20, that would be great. If you pick it up for pennies, that's even better. This was the big order, the big James Patterson. We had, I can't even remember how many books it was now. Hunters, man, pure Hunters. I think it was 36 books. It says it in the screen in front of me. I should just learn to read. That would help. 36 James Patterson paperbacks. So they're £2 each, £3.99 postage for the entire order, but it's in the buy 3, get 2 free. So that total should have been £72 plus the £3.99 postage, but the total discount on that was 28 quid. That's how many free books they're getting out of that. So 14 free books out of that 36, which means that the total order coming in for 36 books was £47.99. Not a lot of money. If you're paying £1 a book, you're gubbed. That's not going to work. What did it cost me to sell those? Well, my eBay fees were £5.92, just my standard fees. These sold promoted. It's always a chance you're going to take, so it's £10.24 to sell all of these on the promoted listings as well. So that's £16 in eBay fees from that £47.99, so that leaves me with about 32, and it cost me £6.50 to get them posted. So we'll just call it 7 to make it easy. So that means that my order earnings back from that, £25 from selling 36 books. So it's way less than £1 a book, but it's a really nice return on what that total is. I may know because I mention it now and again. My average buy cost is about 25, 30 pence a book. So even at the high end of that, at 30 pence a book, 30 times 36 is, I was trying to work that out in my head, it's about 11 quid. £10.80, I think, if it was 30 pence a book. So 11 quid, I've brought in about 25, so I'm making about £14 profit from that one sale. So although it's not a huge amount per book, James Patterson, you find them everywhere. I mean, they're almost endemic, so well worth picking them all up and selling them, even though it's much less than £1 a book, because I'm making a nice wee profit on that single sale. So one more to share with you just now, and this is a bit of an antique book, a collectible or vintage, whatever you want to call it. It's a Just William book, William in Trouble. I've got a wee bundle of these. There's a guy I know who's collected books over many years, and he's been having a clear out, and the ones that he doesn't want or doesn't want to resell himself, he's passing on to me, and I'm doing that part. This is the 1941 Richmal, I'm never quite sure how to pronounce his name, even though he's obviously been about for a long time. Crompton, William in Trouble, hardback book with the dust jacket. Now, I don't know if this was I don't think this was a first edition, this particular book, but with the dust jacket, it was in pretty good condition. It has been a collectible book in the past and sold for an awful lot more money in the past. I think the guy I got it from probably paid more like for like when he bought this. I think he built the set for his son when his son was much younger, so quite a long time ago. But 1941, Just William book in okay condition, sold for £23.99. So some of these vintage books can sell for a wee bit of money. I've got quite a few of these that do not have that kind of value about them. Thanks to the guy that I get these books from, I would be able to learn a bit about them. So with old collectible editions, there's a lot of distinctions which you need to spot on. For example, the dust jacket, which tells you what true edition it is, rather than just what it might say on the copyright page, because it may say nothing on the copyright page that leads you that way. And with the Just William books, there's particular things about the graphics on the spine which help, ascertain where they're from. I'm just seeing if I've got a couple here to show you what I'm talking about. So just looking at the spines there, they may not be first editions, but because they've got the full graphics, that typically means that they are first edition books. The non-first edition books, which I may not have any left of, no, I don't see any there convenient to show you, but they've got a kind of standard banner graphic rather than that imprint from the front cover onto them. So there's lots of things that I've learned about these books and use that when looking at other older books to see if there's differences, if there's something that I can tell that may indicate they've got some value before I go out and buy them myself. But that one, £23.99, so a nice wee antiquarian sale. Anyway, that's all I'm going to share with you for now. I need to go and get organised, and I'm going to do a wee bit of a pickup later this afternoon, and hopefully there'll be some good bits and pieces to share with you from that. Popping in here briefly whilst I remember, because I forget all sorts of things that I really need to do on a day-to-day basis. The eBay Business Awards 2024, so absolutely thrilled and delighted to be shortlisted for those awards in the startup category. Obviously you can vote for me or any of the other shortlisted candidates at ebayawards.com. I'll make sure there's a link down there somewhere, or anyway, being shortlisted, it means a lot. Hopefully just a wee bit extra publicity from that will really help take the business forward. To win it would be phenomenal, absolutely mind-blowing. This is a small business. I set this up despite being told by many people that it was pointless. You can't make money selling books because you can't compete with the big sellers. But that just makes me even more determined to go out there and not prove people wrong, but prove me right. And it has been a modest success. I ain't getting rich off of this. There's absolutely no thought about that, but I wanted something that would help me to pay the bills and escape from the kind of, I wish it was only 9 to 5, but 7 till 7 daily grind, working in an office, although working at home thanks to COVID now and again as well. but it was wearing me down. I'm only 27. I mean, look at me. It's unbelievable. It wasn't good for my health. Wasn't enjoying the job, and to be honest, even though I had a fairly senior position, it wasn't enough to pay all the bills and still have some money left over. So having not been on holiday since like 2008, not been able to do anything with the kids beyond the very, very bare minimum, it didn't seem right considering the effort I put in day to day in what was supposed to be a good job. So I wanted to do something different that would give me the chance to be able to go that next level and get a bit of a life back. It's taken a couple of years. That's coming on to 2 years since I retired. I turned 50 this year, so I ain't got that long left to get it sorted out. If I'd stayed in the office, I would have another 20 odd years that I'd probably be expected to work, doing the same thing for minimal reward. But with this, it gives me the chance to equal what I was doing before, create a much better work-life balance, and there's always that wee slim potential to go further. You know, a few good weeks could be enough to take me beyond what I was able to achieve earnings wise previously, and it's a lot more fun. So that's why I do this, sharing this with you guys. If I can do it, others can do it. There's lots of different ways to do these things. I'm certainly no expert. I'm still learning every day. Learn off of YouTube, speaking to people, all of these things. There's lots of ways to learn and develop what you can do, but really anybody can give this a go to bring in a few extra pounds a month to pay for holidays or help pay the rent or the mortgage, whatever it might be, or to enable you to take that break away from the daily 9 to 5 grind, doing something that you love. If you love your job and you're in a salaried position, don't quit. You know, that'd be ridiculous. But if it's really getting you down, everybody should have a look at what else they can do to get that wee bit extra income on the side, develop that into some sort of small business and take the pressure off, make life easier, and that extra money will allow you to do whatever you want to do with it. Like I say, a change of life, or a wee bit extra into the holiday fund, or paying for the kids' school uniforms, or whatever it might be. It's definitely worth doing for everyone and for all. So that's my big motivation in keeping this business going. I want to prove to people that you can do this. It doesn't matter what niche, what category you go into, there's room for everyone. People will always buy stuff. You just have to decide what kind of stuff you want them to buy from you and go out and see if you can find it and sell it on to them. Working from home here at the moment, if it's a big if I was able to get that additional investment from winning something like the eBay Business Awards, that would really allow me to take a step up in the scale of the business. At the moment, I source as much as I can store, but there's a lot more out there that I could source if I had more space available. Space costs money, it costs money up front, and a very, very delicate balance with the cash flow, so I can't expand very, very quickly. It's like I grow a tiny bit every month and just keep slowly expanding. But with that additional investment, then I can take that to the next level very, very quickly, and could potentially triple or quadruple my capacity. What that would do to profits is not quite trebling or quadrupling, but it would really, 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 accelerate the process, take me to the next little level a whole lot quicker, and this would become even more of a business rather than a job for me as an individual. Also allows me to put in even more money back into all the local charities. In fact, not even that local anymore. I'm beginning to travel further afield all the time to see where good stock might be. At the moment, I put thousands of pounds into the various charities that are local that provide books, and that could be thousands of pounds more. The more I sell, the more I can take from them, and the more money they get back into their charities, rather than most of the stock I pick up would be heading off to the ragman, heading off to one of the big book buyers who pay pennies per book. I pay the shops what they would sell them for if they had them out on the shelves whether I pick them off their shelves or whether they've just got a few boxes stuck through the back that I can just take the whole lot. I pay them retail, give them their money, make sure that they're making as much as possible for their different charities. And there's some brilliant charities out there that are well worth supporting, and I am delighted to be able to do that rather than it just being more corporate money rolling around and around and around. Anyway, I just wanted to chuck that in there. If you like these videos, if you've shopped from me on eBay, whatever it might be, please go to ebayawards.com, startup category, and vote bundles of books. Right, I'll be back in a bit. Back again. It's now the other end of the day. I've been out, I've picked up a good couple of hundred books and a few boxes of free DVDs. Got so many DVD donations coming in that they are literally having to bin them. It's ridiculous. So I just grabbed a couple of boxes that had just been donated. I didn't even want to go through them, and there's a couple of interesting ones in it. We've got this, which seems to sell for £6-7. Don't know what it is, but that was a bit curious. At the bottom of one of them there was a stack of CDs, so nothing crazy, but a wee bundle of Blink 182, so it'll maybe go for a £5. Coheed and Cambria, heard of them? I hadn't, but there's a couple of their CDs and they seem to be kind of about a £5 each. Yeah, Old Faithfuls, yeah, you know them. Plus 44, never heard of them, but again, 3-4 quid. Rammstein, a bit of Iron Maiden live, some Dropkick Murphys, and the best of the lot, Jumping All Over the World, Scooter, which seems to go for £10-11, even pre-owned. So that was a nice little bonus out of the DVD boxes, which ended up having some CDs in them. I have also got like a wee set of Still Game that came there, so a couple of quid on that. A wee Dark Knight trilogy, it's the nice case one, so maybe a £5. A wee Tintin box set, again maybe a £5. So worth just taking a lot, having a very quick run through them, and you know, there could be 30, 40, 50 quid's worth of sales just in that. I've been through a whole load more and they're nothings, so they'll be getting given away at a car boot, or I may have another plan for them in the future. And then a few, I think it's an American Pie set. I've not looked them up, I don't know if they're worth selling. A few of my classic favourites, you know, things like The Deer Hunter, in a very similar vein, The Goofy Movie, Hot Fuzz, Tron Legacy, you know, you get the idea. Just the ones that seem to sell reasonably quickly for a couple of quid each, even though they're not really worth doing. If they're free, I'll put them up there. If I can make 20p on them, I'm fine with that, because it just keeps everything churning out and over. Anyway, we're not here to talk about DVDs and CDs. There's only one D in CDs. So let's have a look at the books. I went out with the intention, as I have had for the last few weeks. I'm just going to turn on an extra wee light here. It's not that it's dark, it's just that I've got too much glare on one side of my face and I don't like that. It shows my age. Yeah, the intention was only pick up my variation listing books, you know, just the ones that I know are selling really well at the moment, keep them stocked up. But inevitably I go, oh, they've got a few of them, they've got a few of those, I'll have them as well. So I ended up grabbing a lot more than I probably should have, but I think there's some good stuff in there. A couple that I was quite when I saw them. Don't know if they will actually be worth anything, but they have a bit of potential to be a wee bit worth a wee bit more than the usual. Anyway, let's get started. Kimberly Chambers. I've sold the same book a couple of times. Not this one, a different one. Her more recent one. I think this is going back a year or two, 2017 first edition. But they seem to be going quite well, or hardcover books in particular. So I saw it, I grabbed it, I'll see how it goes. I've got a few other KCs just now, and I might soon have enough to turn it into a variation bundle, and I can do something with that there. But I grabbed that one because I saw it. I wanted some Val, I got some Val. That's the first of quite a few Val McDermott books, I think. And then we had, I'm not going to show you every book obviously, but there was a stack of Jack Higgins kind of vintage type books, and I found that if you can get these and they're in reasonable nick, sometimes sell quite well. Not every author of that era does, but some of them do, so we'll see how it goes. So yeah, some more Jack Higgins. It was the same Alistair MacLean. There was a stack of wee Alistair MacLean books, so similar to Jack Higgins. I thought, right, let's just grab a few. I can stick them all on as a, you know, just a pre-made bundle and see how they go. So yeah, quite a few of the Alistair MacLeans as well. There's another Jack Higgins for the pile. Chris Ryan. Chris Ryan's been selling surprisingly well lately. I've not picked up many. I've not seen many to pick up. So I was glad. I think I got one or two today. So again, that'll add up that listing. Some more Jack Higgins. Yeah, there was probably more Jack Higgins than I intended to pick up, but there's another 3 for that bundle. I'll see what I can turn it into. Some Peter James. I was just talking to my neighbour. She's looking for a new book or two, and Peter James is what she's reading at the moment, so I'm going to set those ones aside and see if there's any of those that she fancies. We've got Lee Childs, who we love, a nice vintage Wilbur Smith, who we love, and then more, and more, and more, and more, and more Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins' pile is getting slightly precarious. Right, we had a wee run on the Bernard Cornwell. So the good thing is, when I'm in there sometimes, somebody will come in with a donation, and if the first couple of books are the type of things I would pick up, usually the entire lot is. So the Jack Higgins, Alistair MacLean was all, somebody had just donated them in the one box, along with a wee pile of Bernard Cornwell, which is very nice. Again, not a massive seller, but they do sell. Picked that up thinking that was Jack Higgins. Leon Uris. Need to look to see if that is actually worth listing or selling. More Jack Higgins, but these are the more modern set. So again, I'll probably be able to break this down into a couple of different sets and do alright with them. And there's some more of the Bernard Cornwell short books. So that might be a nice set. I do sell Bernard Cornwell separately, but if I've got a big set of them, I might even have a complete set out of that lot, I don't know. I doubt it, but it could be close, then it might be worth just putting them together as a bundle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by J. Eldridge, Warpath. Haven't looked at these, don't know what they are, but there was a wee bundle, looked like a set. Why not give them a go? Let's have a quick look and see what they are. Following in the footsteps of fighting heroes. Let's search it up. What have we got? Well, it's the usual. 2-3 quid for that particular title. None, only 9 listed. Let's see if any have ever sold. Yeah, one sold for 3 quid just the other day. So 8 of them, they're in like acceptable condition. They're a bit broken, so I can maybe stick that up a tenner for the 8. You know, again, we'll have a wee look and see what's realistic doing it that way. But another slightly different, pickety up. Oh look, another Leon Uris, so I may be able to do something with him after all. No idea who this dude is, James Twining, but again, it's one of those where I see, oh, there's more than one book by the same author. Let's grab them and see if they're worth doing anything with them. And then we go on to some Rankins, which that's never seen that cover before. So yep, Ian Rankin, one of my bread and butters. Always worth doing. Sven Hassel, I've done quite well with Sven in the past, so keep his listing topped up. Another of my Chris Ryans, bit of Andy McNabb, and yet another Jack Higgins. Right, there we go, nearly got to the end of the first bag. What's that? Oh, Jack Higgins. What a surprise. So yeah, most of these came from the same dude. So we've got more war books, bit of Damien Lewis, Beyond Band of Brothers, as well as, oh, it's jumping, Band of Brothers and Pegasus Bridge. So I think they're all Stephen Ambrose, Damien Lewis, yeah. So yeah, they're cheap books. They don't sell particularly fast or well, but I can get the listings up there, and I think I've already got most of those titles, so it begins to build them and gives me a lot of listings. 2 really clean Suzanne Collins books, which is good. When these are clean, it's dead easy to sell them as a set. I found only the 2, so I need to find a clean copy of Hunger Games, and I can turn that into a wee trilogy to sell, which would be nice. And I'm going to put them over there. One bag down. Right, next bag. I picked up a load of Darren Shan. Not very few of these authors sell often, but they do sell. So as long as I've got a bundle of them there, then suddenly I'll sell a couple of bundles, and that makes it worthwhile. And I did get a lot of Darren Shans today. Seeing that, I can't remember exactly how many, but there's another couple. Also got, I think, maybe a complete set of Harry Potter, which is always nice. The inspiration for the major motion picture Jojo Rabbit, Caging Skies, Christine Lourens. I didn't even know that was a book, to be honest. So I saw it, I'll pick it up. Let's see if anybody out there is interested in it. It's a darkly funny novel about a childhood's in chaos. I didn't say that very well, but that's what it is anyway. So that goes over there. A book on Andy Kaufman, and looks very Jim Carrey-esque, which is who played him in the movie. Again, no idea if it's worth anything or not, but Andy Kaufman, I've heard of him. Let's pick it up and see if there's anything we can do with it. Right, but Eclipse, was it called in Twilight? A nice Philip Pullman, The Book of Dust. I've got a few copies of this. I don't know if I have ever sold one, and I keep meaning to read it myself because I did so much love the original trilogy. So volume 1, La Belle Sauvage, sounds like a Johnny Depp perfume. Yeah, so a Philip Pullman, first edition. Don't know if that will make a difference to anything at all. And we got some Richard Osmans. Can never have too many Richard Osmans. And here's some more of the Harry Potters. So it's not really a matched set that I got, but more of her. But there might be near enough a complete set there. I don't think I've got much in the way of Harry Potter listed just now. I kind of took them all down to fix the listing, and I've never really got round to it, so that'll maybe give me a bit of a kick in the pants to do it. Just a couple of general ones for the general listing pile. Nice wee brick of a Order of the Phoenix. All these first editions. Oh, it is. It doesn't really add much value to these. There's so many of them about, and people have got wise to that there's not a huge value in a first edition Harry Potter book compared to what there was, a few years ago. Having said that, I was doing and troon, right, with the Opens just been that golf game, and they had, I think it might actually have, no, it was the Half-Blood Prince, hardcover, Half-Blood Prince, first edition, which is exactly what this is, first edition, first print. So it was the Oxfam bookshop. When the prices in there, they're usually kind of eBay prices, let's be honest, they don't sell them cheap. And fair play, get your money. But they had that in a wee locked cabinet priced at 80 quid. 80 quid. The only reason they can be doing that is for the golf traffic. All the Muppets who ain't local, Muppets, that's a bit harsh, all the individuals who are not local, they're tourists, don't know any better, might see something like that. Gee whiz, it's a Harry Potter first edition. Only 80 bucks. Or what's that in that? $100? Let's buy, something along those lines. I don't know. But the place is full of golf tourists who typically have more money than sense, which again isn't a bad thing. Each to their own. I'm not criticising anyone here, but 80 quid for a common as muck Harry Potter first edition book. So I've got that. I think I've got about 5 of them, all first editions. If somebody wants to buy all 5, if that's how many I've got, tell you what, 5 times 80 is what, £400? I'll give them half price, 200 quid for 5 Harry Potter first edition books. How's that? Can I say fairer than that? Anybody wants it, hit me up, and we'll sort you out. Aye, 80 quid. David Baldacci. Another bready butter. Some vintage Charlie Brown. Again, no idea if these are worth anything. I've had Snoopy and the Red Baron in the past that sold for 10 or 12 quid. So you just never know. They might be something, although they are probably not. Right, a Cormac McCarthy. We do love Cormac, although I've got many copies of The Road. They don't sell particularly often, but they're just, it's such a good book. I want to just keep selling it or keep listing it regardless. Another Stephanie Meyer. Now, somebody was asking in the comments or somewhere about, do I get any Viz? And I kept meaning to reply to say, nah, no really. But today, 3 big Viz books. 22, 23 and 2024, all in absolutely bang on condition. No idea what they're worth, if they sell, if there's anything about them, but yes, now I have some Viz books, so I'll be taking a wee look at those to see if there is anything sellable about them. In fact, I've got my phone right here, so all I need to do is go and do the scanny thing, and I can see right away. So it's like the 2024 book, like £14 cover price, and they sell pre-owned for about a £5. So maybe do all 3 and see what they go for. That was the 2024 one. Let's see what the slightly older ones go for. With the lower cover price, yeah, £3-5 and the same. So yeah, we'll see. I'll decide what to do with them when I decide what to do with them. But I don't usually pick up those big books. I used to, but I don't anymore because they do take up a ridiculous amount of space, and typically they're not good sellers. So yeah, who knows. Anyway, I grabbed one today just because I recalled somebody in the comments had asked. Oh, another one of the Harry Potters. Ellie Griffith, again, she's been popular of late. Let's stick her there. And we got some Pullman. Bit of the Subtle Knife, bit of the Amber Spyglass, and there's a Northern Lights in here somewhere as well, so they're obviously the same issue, so I can add that to the listing I've got for those particular bundles. Oh, in fact, there it is right there, so we'll add that on there. Wee Holes by Louis Sachar. Right, does anybody know what those are? Now, to me it looks like Leah Bardugo, but I can't speak Cyrillic. So I have no idea what they actually are, but there's that one as well, and that one, which doesn't look like Leah Bardugo. Whatever that is, and whatever that is. So anybody knows, let me know. They do have barcodes, but last time I had anything, excuse me, anything like this, the barcode just wasn't recognised. So yeah, no matches. Let's try one of the other ones. Scanny. Yeah, no matches. Perhaps. Oh, this one has come up with something, but unfortunately I've still got no idea what it says. But at least I know I can scan it in. And Ukraine. So I'm guessing it's probably Russian, but it's books that are sold in the Ukraine. 25, 30 quid. Have any ever sold? See, sold. Nah, nothing's ever sold. But you never know. Let's just look up this last one whilst I'm here, see if it's similar. Yeah, they're all kind of listed at £25, but none have ever sold. So I'll stick that one. I'll maybe put it up just as a bundle and see if anybody's interested in buying all of these. Russian, Ukrainian, I don't know, but a wee bundle of books. So saw them, they looked a bit different, a bit curious. So when I see something that's a bit different, a bit curious, I pick it up, because you just never ever know what is going to be good or bad. Right, let's look on to, just resetting my search, and a Joe Nesbo. So let's see, a lot of these are just bread and butter, and that's what I like. Where were we? Oh yeah, books. Wally! I'd kind of forgotten about Wally books. And then I sold a wee bundle the other day, and that reminded me I actually had a Where's Wally listing. So today I saw a couple and I thought, let's grab them and see. Having said that one, this looks like it's not in particularly good nick. So yeah, it's got a torn out back page. So that one will probably just go around the corner and get re-donated. But I did get the solid gold collection as well. So again, the outside box, it's got a wee bit battered. Some of the books don't look perfect, but I'll check the pages, make sure there's no scribbles ruining them. And that's a set of Where's Wally books, which seems to sell all right-ish for a few squids. Right, bread and butter. Do I have a Peter Maypile? No, I don't, so you can go over there. New author. I see a few by the same author. I think, right, let's just grab them. So Stephen Saylor, never heard of him, but we've got those two plus that one. I think it was the three of those. There might be another one or two in there, but Stephen Saylor, I thought let's give them a go. They can always go in as a bundle, and they might sell that way as well. That sells quite well, or doesn't, not for big money or anything, but it does go quite quickly. That wee compendium. Attenborough's Zoo Quest for Guyana. I don't know how many copies of this. I keep seeing it and picking it up because there is a couple of editions that are actually worth a few quid. By a few quid, I mean like a tenner. And when I see them, if they look like they're in good nick, I'm just going to grab it, and I will at some point get them all listed and see if I can sell one or two of them. So yeah, Mr. Attenborough is going in that pile over there. More Romany books. I say just there was a collection, so I picked them up. What more can I do? Lindsay Davis, very similar. Roman mystery thrillers, but I've already got a Lindsay Davis listing, so she is a bread and butter. I've only sold them a couple of times, but they are there. A wee Scots Roald Dahl. I hate these books, man. The Twits and Scots. I get what they're about, but it's just like they make words up. Nobody in Scotland has ever spoken like that. Ever. It's like, I don't know, there's certain areas around Glasgow where they want to be seen chewing the fat. What banter? We're here for the banter. Yes. They're the types of people that speak like that. Nobody else in the world speaks like what they do in these books that are translated into Scots. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Mr. Egypt stood a blow kicking up. What a bonny sicht, he said to himself. All the balloons up in the sky look just braw, and what a rare bit of luck for me. At long last, that's the old carling away and out of my road forever and aye. Or, Mr. Egypt stood a blow kicking up. What a bonny sicht, he said to himself. All the balloons up in the sky look just braw, and what a rare bit of luck for me. At lang last, that's the old carling awa and out of my road forever and aye. Do you know what I mean? Pretentious pish. But they're quite popular, so I'll try and sell it anyway, after berating it ever so slightly. Nabokov, Lolita. This book still sells. I mean, it is an old-timey classic, and this is from 1974. Reprinted many times to get to 1974, but this is a 1974 reprint, so 50-year-old this year. An odd little book, but it remains popular to this day. Julia Donaldson, There's Julia's pile. Let's make a pile for her over there. And clear out some bread and butter, like so. Robert Harris, some James Patterson. Stack them on that side. Some more Jimmy P. I like a bit of Jimmy P. Conor Golden. Had a few of his lately. Stephen Pressfield. I think I picked up a couple of these today. I don't have a listing for Stephen Pressfield, but Roman books, war books, some of them do well, some of them don't, but the only way to find out is to grab them and see. So we shall see what happens with that. Daphne du Maurier, the Scapegoat. I hadn't actually heard of that one, so it's not Jamaican, it's not Rebecca, it's something different. Some more of these wee vintage books to go with my Snoopy ones. No idea if they're worth anything, but more Bernard. The Penguin Book of Puzzles. No idea if it's worth anything, but might get a couple of quid for it. Might do it myself. We shall wait and see. Gore Vidal. Again, who knows if this sells for anything at all these days, but very American. And with the election coming up, maybe that'll give it something. There's a few here that are books I have never seen before. So, Mixing the Lady Killers with Irvin Welsh's The Acid House. That sounds good to me, and that's what it is. The Death of Bees by Lisa O'Donnell. So yeah, don't know what it's about, but yeah, let's grab it and see if anybody else has got any interest in it whatsoever. Bread and Butter, bit of Van Cleves. Do I have Anne out already? I don't think I do, so there's another pile to start over there. That's Not My, you know what I think of them. 12 Days of Christmas, another Jimmy P. That pile there, and another Ellie Griffith V. Nice wee hardcover. Let's check just in case there's an author scribbling inside. Don't think there would be, and there wasn't, but there's another Ellie Griffith V to go with the one that I'd already picked up. Any idea who that is? I know the name. I don't know who he is. The Wolves of Time. So I'm assuming it's some sort of fantasy book. Wolves of Time 2, Seekers at the Wolfrock, 1997. I don't know, but maybe it's something that's got an interest for people. So I grabbed that, and I'll look it up at some point and see. More That's Not My's. Didn't know I'd picked that up, but apparently I have. Whatever that is. Right, here's some of the ones that were kind of intriguing. Not that one, that's just a Horrid Henry hardcover. Ooh, that pile's getting very precarious. Right, let's see. Oh! So close. So, a first edition of Matilda is 50-60 quid. It's a first edition, but it's like a 10th reprint. That's a shame. Although, noticing there's been a wee nibble at the edge, maybe it's not that bad a thing. But still, a few quid for that on its own. Same with that. Like I say, I haven't looked up any of these to see what they are. 10th print. So, yeah, first published 1982. 10th print, a few quid. There's a theme going on here. Now, I know these aren't first editions. This was published in 1995, so obviously I think this was the mid-60s it first came out, so it's 30 years after, but still a really nice wee hardcover Roald Dahl. As is that. I'm guessing it's going to be the same 1995 redo. Yep. Danny! This will be the same, I have no doubt. Yeah, 1994 this one. From, did it first published? 1975 it was first published. So none of them first editions. I didn't think they were, but I did recognise that. as the first edition cover and thought maybe that one could be, but again, it's not. It's one of the reprints, but a nice little bundle, I think, of Roald Dahl hardcovers. Roald Dahl sells well, not for a lot of money, but these 5 hardcovers together might make me a wee bit more than usual. So I'm going to set them aside and see what I can do with them. See, I haven't looked up the prices in any of those. Maybe they're worth a wee bit more just because of the nice hardcover ones, but I really don't know. Another Northern Lights. Right, so that's another bag down. 3 bags in, and I think about 3 bags to go. This turned into a bit of an epic. Just popped next door and dropped off a wee bundle of books for the neighbour. Some Peter James, Linwood Barclay, MGR Routledge, and Flowers for Algernon. Give it a bit of a mix, see what you fancy reading. Anyway, let's look at some of the interesting ones and then I'll fire through the bread and butters. Return of the Jedi, the original book of the film type thing from 1983. Really clean inside, a bit grimy in the front, but to be honest, that'll clean up really, really well. And it's probably going to be worth like £2.50, but it just had that look. I thought, let's grab it, take a chance, see what there is, and it sells for 6, 15, 7, 11, 9, 7, 8. So maybe it's got a few quid in it. They're all American, the ones I'm seeing there. So let's click on sold and see if any have sold. Yeah, £78. So that's actually not too bad. Quite happy with that. I'll clean it up and I will get it listed. Are we signed by the author? Again, no idea what it is. And it's got a sticker on the back hiding the barcode very conveniently, so I'll need to do a proper search on it, which I won't bore you guys with. So turns out it sells pretty regularly for 8 or 9 quid used, but it's signed, so maybe that'll get us a couple of extra pounds on it. And it's a nice signed book, so it's not just like a scribbled name. With love and hope, Donna. So yeah, that might be a couple of quid more. I'll put that in the pile for listing by itself, which is getting ready to fall over, but hopefully it won't before I'm done. Right, bread and butters. Where's my Lee Child pile? I definitely have a Lee Child pile. There it is there. Some James Dashner, got a Maze Runner. Just making up sets of those at the moment. I've got loads of them. We've got another one that just looked interesting, so I grabbed it. That's going in that pile just now, because otherwise it's going to fall over. We've got some vintage Ian Banks, which always goes well. A bit of David Williams, which is flying out the door at the moment. So 3 piles for them down there. Some more Mr. Child. A couple of Amelia Fangs. So when I've got a few of them, I turn them into a wee bundle. And again, they sell quite well as a bundle, but I don't see them particularly often. Some more Lee Child. Billingham. I don't think I've got a Billingham pile yet. No, I don't. So we can go there. Some more Joe Nesbo kids books. We've got Turtles All the Way Down, John Green. Again, I don't know if I've ever sold any copies of these, but it's just a really pretty book, so I keep buying it. And one day, it might actually sell. We've got some Alexander McCall Smith. I'm now going to sit there. We've got a wee pile of How to Train Your Dragon easy readers, so I thought they might sell as a little set of 5 books. No idea what they're worth, but I will find out at some point. Some Wimpy Kids, some more Disney Twisted Tales. Again, discovered they sell quite well as sets, so I'll go with them. A James Herbert box set. That might do okay because it's, you know, minty condition. James Herbert sells okay. I think that set could do alright for me, so I'm going to put that over there to look it up after. More Rankin. See, more Rankin. Have I had Rankin? I've always had Rankin. There's Rankin over there. Danny Steele. More Alexanders. A couple of Victoria Hislop hardcovers. Oh, I'm running out of space. Let's start stacking behind me just now. The other Alexander McCall Smith. put that there for a wee minute when I come back to it. In here we've got A People's Friend. Loving these just now. Absolutely loving them. A couple of Jacqueline Wilson, which again, another author that I'm beginning to sell out of, so I need to get some more of them. A Jojo Moyes. All bread and butter, including another Lee Child to go in that pile there. Jimmy P, I love Jimmy P. Sheila Newbury, I am stacking up a load of Sheila Newbury books at the moment because I'm going to make up a listing for her. Another Jacqueline Wilson and another Jo Nesbo. So you're beginning to see the trend of what I get, what I do, what I can get my hands on, including Dilly Court and Susan Lewis. So another bag down. The Passage. Brilliant book. Loved that book. More Rosie Goodwin. Have I got any Rosie Goodwin out yet? I don't think so, but she's selling well. A wee Unseen Academicals. I don't know if I've got that one myself in hardcover, so that might be one for the collection. Is it a firstie? Is it? No, it's a 12th print, so it might be in the collection. It might be one to list, so I'm going to stick it over there so I remember to check and see if I've got it. Got a few of them, so grabbed another to add to my listing. Simon Toyne, Arledge. See, these are all for me listings. We've got The Female Man by Joanna Russ. So any of the SF Masterworks, I just grab them because they're usually good for something. J.D. Kirk, selling really well at the moment. I'll get as many of them as I can get my little paws on. And a Lucinda Riley. Stack of Mills and Boons to add to that listing. What else have we got? Linda LaPlante. I'm sure I've got Linda out already. Is Linda anywhere to be seen? Linda! Linda! Where are you, Linda? Yeah, I don't see her, so I'll stick her there just now. But I do have more Jo Nesbo. And another Simon Toyne, which was there. What's this little bundle here? Oh yeah, more of the Mills and Boons. Grisham. Nah, I knew I had more Lindas. And there they are there, Linda LaPlante. Again, selling rather well at the moment. Marion Keyes. Katie Flynn. Edited by Lee Child, but it goes with the Lee Child books. J.C. Keane. And Cleves. Now, I've definitely had Anne out already. Where are you? There's Anne over there. That can join there. A Josephine Cox and an Andrew Gross. So they go up there to be added to their listings. Yet another bag done. I'll go and grab another one. These last couple of bags, they're only like half full, so it doesn't take long to get through them. Val McDermott, Connie Golden. Right, Val, I know you're here. I know where Con is, but where is Val? Val, where are you? I'm sure I've had a Val McDermott out already. I'm not seeing it though. Not wearing my glasses, so I can't really see much, let's be honest. But she should be here somewhere. Am I wrong? Have I not had Val out so far? Yes, I have. It was the very first book I pulled out the bag. Down in there. What have we got? There's more of the Darren Shan. More of the vintage Banks. More Jamie P. Katie Ford. You get the idea, don't you? More Val. Now they do need some Val. And Harlan Coben. Harlan Coben, another popular author. Darren Shan. Three more Darren Shan. Patty C, Patricia Cornwell. Val McDermott into her pile. I'm going to have a lot of listing to do tonight. Got a wee Harry Potter. Haynes Marriage. I don't know if these books are any good, but I've seen a few of them lately. Pick them up. I'll get them listed at some point and see if there's anything in them. And another wee Grisham, nice vintage Grishams. Mario Puzo, The Sicilian. Not his best book, but it's a nice hardcover. That'll maybe do something. And that's going to have to go over there. And James A. Michener, Texas. This just seemed familiar when I picked it up. It's a bit manky, but it will clean up. It's the first edition from 1985. I'm just going to give it a quick scan and see if there's anything to it. Probably not. And that's the rule. You know, I pick up all these books because they look interesting, and rarely is there anything in it. And that's the case with that one. It's like in a £3 book, so absolutely nothing spectacular in that. And moving on to the last bag. Now, I can never remember half the things I've picked up when I get back, but we did grab some C.S. Lewis. I was hoping if I just kept picking up the ones I saw there would be a complete set, but I don't think I actually got there with that. Not a complete set. Dummy's book, they're usually £3, but they go okay, so we'll keep getting them. What's that? Catherine Stedman, The Family Game. No idea what that is, no idea why I picked it up, but it'll be a wee basic book to list. Karen Slaughter, I don't see Karen anywhere. We've got some of these, so David Simon books, you know, the Life in the Streets, Homicides, The Corner, yeah, those, so I'll maybe see if I can bundle them and do something with them. And they're going over there with the Viz books, a nice movie version of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's not an old book, it's a fairly recent reprint. Saying that, yeah, it's not telling me. It's like a 59th print of the 1970ish edition, but yeah, that one sells okay as long as you've got it somewhere. Stephen King. Yeah, couple of Stephen King books. Didn't even know I'd picked them up, so there you go. They'll be added to that listing, and then I think we're getting on to a big stack of the Alistair MacLean books. Yeah, so some more of those vintage Alistair MacLeans. So I'll be making up a couple of listings with them and the Jack Higgins. And these should be more of the same. Yep, all Alistair MacLean vintage. And they could be a complete waste of my time. I will find out. Ken Follett. David Baldacci. We've got a Baldacci out already. I don't think I've got a Follett, so pop him down there. More Lee Child, nice wee Lee Child pick up today. Death Comes to Marlowe, Robert Thurgood. Sold a couple of his books, they seem to go okay, but who knows. Some more Lindsay Davis, who I already had out here somewhere down there. Some more Connie Golden. And another Stephen King. Where's Stephen King gone? Stevie's down there. Which leaves me with two books. A Darren Shan and another Stephen King. So two Stephen King books I have not finished. This is one of them. I just got a wee bit bored with it. I wasn't really getting into it. But I might just pick it up again and read the end of it now that I've got this copy here. It's a wee first edition of Holly, which I've got. I don't know if I've got a first edition of it over there, but I'll check. But anyway, Stephen King's Holly, another one to check and see if it's going in my collection or going on eBay. If it's going in my collection, I've got another copy there that will be going on eBay. That's the lot. That's everything. The only other thing that I got was this Oracle cards. Sometimes these do okay, sometimes they're absolutely pants. Let's see if this comes up with anything scanning the old barcode. Most of them are brand new. In fact, they're all listed as brand new and sell for about 20 quid. But let's see if they actually sell. Yeah, a tenner. So maybe get a tenner for them. Need to check. It says there's 40. I will need to count them and make sure that there is a full set of 40 there. Otherwise, they won't be selling for anything. They'll just be going in the bin. So there we go. That was the last little pickup that I will check out properly and see what it is. So that is kind of today wrapped up. We've had some sales, had a few highlights. And I have had this little pickup, which I've got quite a few by the same author, which is great because that's the easiest way to list them, but also quite a few where I've got lots of individual titles, which will take longer. And my usual approach with them is stack them up until I've got a few by each author and then get them listed. So I may do that. If I've got time, I go in and list them singly and we'll just see what happens. Well, a couple of books to look up that might be a bit more interesting that I haven't looked up so far. But other than that, I think we're all done. The William Thurgood book, did I even look that up? I don't know I was going to. But did I? Did I? Oh my god, £3.50. That's us. Anyway, thank you all for joining me for what has been a bit of an epic, isn't it? Yeah. So no video for a fortnight and then one that lasts about 8 hours. What can you do? I ain't much good at the whole editing thing, so you kind of get this raw as it is. But thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. If you're on eBay, please go to ebayawards.com, startup category, vote for me, Bundles of Books, or vote for anyone else who you think is more worthy or more deserving. But either way, vote. Let's make it count. And hopefully I'll see you kind of soon.